Morning, folks. I'm Dave Canterbury with Self-Reliance Outfitters in the Pathfinder School, and I'm waiting on a tarp to dry out from a morning rain here. I've been breaking down a camp, putting my hammock and things away, getting that all packed away. And I'm going to drive down a little ways into a valley area and look for some mushrooms this morning. See if there's any mushrooms popping yet down along areas around the water, on a south-facing hillside, around the elm trees, things like that. We'll talk about that later on in other videos. But what I wanted to do today was, I thought, if I'm going to just scout short away from camp or away from the truck, generally I won't take an entire backpack with me. I'll generally take a small, what I would call a scouting kit or a canteen kit, and I'll throw that on my belt. And I use the Helicon pouch for that, and it fits our canteen set just perfectly. And then I keep a canteen on the front of my scout pack as well. So I've got 2 canteens, 2 cups, things like that, so I can double up on the water intake if I need to. But if I'm just going to go on a short scout, I can get away with just carrying the canteen kit, you know, along with whatever other essentials I'm bringing with me, a haversack, something like that. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to kind of go over the canteen kit with you today, show you how I've got that set up and how I set it up for a short scout. And I thought you might enjoy that. So I thought before I take off to go hunt some mushrooms today, I'd go over that with you. Stay with me, guys. Okay, so like I said, the Helicon Essentials pouch works out really well with the Pathfinder Canteen Set. So when you open this thing up, you can see there's a pocket in the top here. I've just got some Aquamira chlorine dioxide tabs in there for emergency water disinfection if I need it. I have a spoon in here, and in the back pouch, also I have the lid for my canteen cup. So those 2 things kind of live in this pouch. Then I have, obviously, the canteen and the cup. Those are the main components of the kit, obviously, that go inside. And then you've got 2 side pockets here, and these side pockets allow you to carry some extra things. So what I generally do is on one side, I'll have some type of instant coffee in there and an electrolyte mix. I've got a small Swiss Army knife in there, a ferrocerium rod, and a Bic lighter. So I've got fire starting essentials and a little bit of a snack or some kind of electrolyte in that pouch. Now, one thing on this Swiss Army knife that's in that small pouch, I've got a Olight flashlight on here, okay? It's just a USB rechargeable flashlight. It's magnetic. It kind of holds itself to the knife. And I've got an emergency fire starting device on here from Lesser River Bushcraft. And this is basically just a small Tinder Quick that's been in shrink wrapped inside paracord. And those 2 things ride really well together on that Swiss Army knife to give you a couple extra implements in this kit that you're carrying off on a scout or a hunt. The other side of the pouch is what I use for navigation tools. So I've got my Brunton True Arc in there. I've got my pace beads attached to that. I've got a pen and a notebook, a Right in the Rain notebook in there. And that gives me something that I can jot notes down, navigate on the fly, and things like that if I need to. I can always carry a map in my haversack if I'm going to go that far. But all of that stuff fits really well inside this pouch and makes for a nice, neat, tidy package that I can carry off on a short scout or something like that away from camp. And it makes it very, very convenient that way to just throw it over your shoulder. Now, the one thing I would generally do with this, you see it's got this tab on the back with a D-ring on it. And what I'll generally do if I'm going to walk away from my backpack, one thing I always do is I remove this tourniquet from my backpack and I throw it on my canteen pouch, and it just rides on the side of that canteen pouch, so it's always there if I need it. That's my drop dead emergency stop the bleed situation right there, okay? And I keep it on my backpack most of the time, but if I'm going to walk away from the backpack, it transfers to this kit, all right? So putting this kit around your shoulders, having your belt knife, having whatever haversack you might need that's got, you know, books, mushroom identification guides in it, things that you can collect mushrooms in, bandanas, things to wrap them in, a small foraging knife of some kind. All of those things work, and they're all dependent on what you're doing, obviously. But this is just the mainstay of, I'm going to take this if I'm going to walk away from camp, whether it's a short scout or a hunt, something like that. Maybe I'm going out on a short hunting trip or something, and I want to sling this rifle over my shoulder with a set of optics. And again, I've got the canteen kit, right? Really, really simple things to do. Generally speaking, I'll take a poncho if it looks like the weather's going to be any kind of inclement. I'll throw a poncho in a cargo pocket or into some type of haversack as well, all right? So this just is a really quick look at this short scout kit, the Canteen Kit, Pathfinder Canteen Set in the Bushcraft Essentials bag. We sell that on our website with the Canteen Set as well, but it kind of shows you some of the things that I carry in there as a mainstay in that kit. All right, guys, listen, that was just a quick video to go over a single kit that I carry around with me when I go away from camp on a short scout or a hunt, something like that. I thought it was important to kind of go over that with you because I think micro kits or specific smaller kits that go either inside the backpack or peripherally on your body are important to understand as well, and what components fit in those kits the best. If I'm going to be away from camp for only a short time, maybe I'll want to start a fire. In an emergency, I may have to. So I'm going to have fire starting implements in there. I've got water to drink. I've got electrolytes. I've got some coffee. I've got a canteen and cup. And I've got navigational devices in there, as well as an emergency device if something happens to stop a bleed. And I've always got a bandana in my pocket, and then the peripheral items that I keep in my pockets for everyday carry. So I'm pretty well covered with a kit like that, other than shelter. And like I said, if it looks like the weather's going to be any kind of inclement for the short time I'm going to be away, I'll throw a poncho in somewhere in my kit, even if it's right in the front of my pouch or something on my hoodie, or in a jacket of a field jacket pocket, something like that, or in a haversack, like I said. I appreciate your views. I appreciate your support. I thank you for everything you do for our school, for family, for business, for all of our sponsors, instructors, affiliates, and friends. And I'll be back with another video as soon as I can, guys. Thanks.